this originally started as a 25-year later bucket list to go to a lake that I had never made it to, that I expected had great fishing in it because the lake below it did. And so I booked a reservation for a campsite, hiked in to the upper lake well above timberline at almost 12,000 feet, and found the lake was sterile. There was nothing in it. And hiking back out, I passed a ranger and I asked him why there were no fish in Crystal Lake, and he said a couple of years ago they poisoned them all out, and they were replacing the greenback cutthroats with the west slope cutthroat, which is not native. The greenback was the native fish there. And they've added brook trout to it apparently too, which is from the Appalachians. So I don't understand their decision making, but it was a fishing bust, but a great backpacking trip. And so that's what this video will be, is my backpacking trip. And you'll notice in there that I ask questions because I don't understand what was going on with the fish at the time, because I saw the ranger on the way out. Well, I'm getting an early start on the hike. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. We go up that first. Picture of the map, I'm parking here. I'll be hiking up this way. My campsite's about here. I'm going to set camp, then I'm going to continue on up here. I'd like to make it all the way to Crystal Lake because there's supposed to be some big cuts in there. I've fished this before, I've fished this before, but I've never spent the night up here before, and I'll be about right there. So this is a tough uphill slug, but here we go. This is the first good look at the Roaring River that comes out of Long Lake and Crystal Lake. And years ago there was an earthen dam up there that burst, and you can see the effect that had as it came down the mountain and just gouged a scar that, I mean, it happened many years before I came here 25 years ago, and it looks the same to me. Makes for easy backcast though, which is why I'm here. Well, I've been hiking for a couple hours. Got my pack off down at the campsite I booked at the park, and I should be getting close to the lower lake. A couple of years ago, Rhonda and I hiked the Tour de Mont Blanc, which is wonderful, from France through northern Italy into Switzerland, back into France, 110 miles, 10 days, and 30,000 vertical feet. But they got nothing like this. This is just beautiful. And this is a popular lake that people hike to. Where I'm going is a place that not a lot of people go to, and not a lot know. There's a trail that goes up there. It's much steeper than the one I've been on, and there's a lake up there behind that. And that's where I'm headed. Great day. Thank you, Lord, that I can be here. I'm right up here close to timberline. And it's obvious this trail gets a lot less traffic. Well, here I am. This is Crystal Lake. 12,000 feet. And I feel it. I want to find a deep spot where a trout may be cruising by, then pitch something out in front of them. Well, it's the middle of the day. I've been watching the lake. There is nothing going on. And probably need to be here at dawn or dusk to run into fish activity. But I just sat here, took a little rest, and I'm going to head back down and make some decisions along Well, I didn't see any signs of life in that pond up there, that lake. I wonder if it winter kills, because I didn't see any minnows in the shallows. Bugs were moving around with abandon, like nothing hunts them. So I'm going to head back down. That's the lower lake where I have fished in previous visits. But I took a rest up here, and I'll be glad to get back down below 10. I'm above 11.5 right now. There's a big moose down there who just turned around and gave me a look. So I will be moving on. That's a big bull. I will admit that this is a pleasant way to spend one of the days of the week for my 75th birthday. Okay, I'm going to get some water. Fill up this water bag, fold it over, close the top. And I use a platypus filter. I like it the best. Goes on like that. You probably could drink this water without any problem, but you don't want to get giardia. The views here are just stunning. I really think that lake might have winter killed. So this trip has turned into mostly hiking, backpacking, and camping, which is great anyway. This is one of the things I don't understand. The last time I was here, the cutthroat were greenback cutthroats, which I think were native to the eastern side of the Continental Divide. Colorado River cutthroat, I believe, are native to the western side of the Continental Divide. Also, there were no brook trout here, and how they got up here, I do not know. I hate to think that they put them in. And you can see what that dam busted did. This must have just been incredible washout. There's a big alluvial fan down at the bottom of the mountain. So, right now I'm going to hike back to my camp. It's probably 4 miles away by now. And I should get there in a couple hours, well before sunset. But I have my headlamp if I need it. My campsite's at Cut Bank. Dropped my pack there this morning. The other people hadn't left yet, and I just put my pack in the woods. I'll go set up my camp now. This is my assigned campsite. I'll be setting up my tent, and I left my pack up here this morning. I'll go get it, bring it back down, get my bear vault, and make some dinner. Well, I had a good night. It was nice and quiet and cool, but not too cold. And I'm making breakfast now. This is granola with dried whole milk that Rhonda makes. And, well, she makes the granola, and I have the dried whole milk. And I'll put in half a box of raisins. And put some water in there to make the milk. Put the lid on and shake it up. I didn't bring a stove this trip because I was hiking so far. And I'm not a coffee guy, so I don't really need hot water. And a second boiled egg, and that'll be breakfast in a couple of minutes. This is some electrolytes that I mixed up with a mix from Walmart that I'll drink. Make sure I got all I need. And then show you how I set up my tent. I tend to come very minimalist, except for the gear I need for fishing. So this is my tent. It's called a Deschutes 2. It's made by 6 Moons. It's coated nylon, and it has this little mosquito net around the bottom. It's just a tarp, really. I like it a lot, and it's perfect for solo stuff. If Rhonda comes, we have a real tent with a real liner and no bugs inside, and she's much more comfortable that way. But what I use is, this is called a Bora Bivy. Costs about $100, waterproof on the bottom, water repellent on the top, and I put my sleeping bag in there with my air mattress underneath, and this has a bug netting that you can pull over your head with a string that will go up to the tent to hold it. I prevent bugs from my face at the sleeping bag level, not at the tent level, and it works out pretty well. We don't have that big a bug problem, but that's what it would work like, and this would pull it up off your face. This is a stuff sack that, if you turn it inside out, it has fleece on the inside. I stick my puffy, my raincoat, stuff like that in that to make my pillow. But that's how I sleep. Always with earplugs, because there's going to be stuff around your tent. A pika sounds like a grizzly bear. And I never wake up. If it's serious danger to me, there'll be enough going on that I'll wake up. I put my pack and other things here. This mat, you can buy them at Walmart. I cut a couple of sections off. Gives me a place I can comfortably kneel without being in the dirt. And then when I go to bed, I slip it underneath here, under the Bora bag, to protect my air mattress from getting a hole knocked in it. And this is handy to avoid nighttime trips outside the tent to go to the restroom. And I keep my light and my knife or my pistol if I'm carrying it. But it's a fairly simple setup. Uses one of my trekking poles to hold it up. All told, it's just over a pound, I think, with the stakes. But it's very light, very effective, and it pitches well. So that's how I travel solo. And there's really not much else. Everything else I have is in that little day pack, which I carry. So I can leave my big pack here. Fishing tackle, small survival kit, cat hole digger, and that's it. I'll pack it up. Be walking out this morning. Okay, I'll pack it up. Left it better than I found it.